What, you don't have extensions? So
Yes,
we'll just skip over this.
yeah,
There's one in the
treasurer's office,
but we
yeah,
can
so
skip,
we can
skip over the commissioner that he's at.
I have three. Did you have three? You said one. It was three.
Yes, the first one's in.
Oh, I got you. Good. You need to make a run?
No, it's fine. We're gonna start. We
You
can
sure?
start.
Okay. I don't know, start with it. Good morning. At this time, I'd like to call to order the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session. Today is April 30th, 2024. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crawley.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We don't have the make sure your line is muted line on here, but those who are online and calling in, please make sure that your line is muted. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the general session for April 2024. As we close National County Government Month, Franklin County continues working for every resident every day. Last week, we were pleased to release this year's annual State of the County Report, which you can find at report.franklincountyohio.gov. That's report.franklincountyohio.gov. It highlights some of our successes from 2023, and even more importantly, our priorities for the year to come. Also, there's still more to look forward as we wrap up National Government Month. We'll have both the Commissioners Connection newsletter and a new episode of the Talk of the County podcast out later this week. This week's episode features our panel discussion from the State of the County Luncheon, in which we talked about the board's work on equity champions and what we see as the future of diversity, equity, and inclusion in Central Ohio. You don't want to miss it, that's for sure, and you can find it wherever you get your podcast later this week. I do want to just say it was our second luncheon, State of the County, which I think is tremendous. A little cold, but we worked it out, and we're able to have what I thought was a great discussion. But moreover, it was the ninth State of the County report, and it's really thrilling and exciting because it allows us to illustrate or highlight some of the great work that our residents do, or that our folks do that represent Franklin County for our residents every day. And that's, it's not just a slogan. We take it very seriously, and I think it shows in the work. The other part, though, I know Commissioner Crawley agrees with me on this. It's also our opportunity to listen and to engage with the community. And so while some folks may come to the luncheon, we encourage you to write us and call us and tell us about your ideas, your thoughts, your concerns. I can assure you, I speak to my colleagues all the time, I can assure you that the things you share with us as a public are taken very seriously and are very much a part of our ecosystem as we make decisions each day. So, Commissioner Crawley, anything you want to add about the State of the County?
Absolutely, if you don't mind.
Please.
Thank you. To your point, we are always here to listen. We love the feedback. We would love to know what we're doing good, what we can do more of, but also the criticisms and the critiques. We can get better. We can serve our neighbors better. We can always evolve and do more. So we want to always hear your feedback. And for those who are listening in or catches this on YouTube, I've been saying a lot lately, and I said at the luncheon, we want to see people show up. What we see in the audience is usually county staff most of the time, and some individuals who are here to get, as we pass resolutions, but this is open to the public. We work for you, and so would love to see you come to general session, would love to see you in briefing, and provide feedback on the resolutions that we pass. I want to say the other thing that we saw at the luncheon is just a recognition of our community partners. We continue to move the county forward, but we can't move the county forward without our community organizations organizations. And there are a lot of organizations that are doing good work for the community, for the people. Wish we could honor so many more, but I think that's why it's important for us to continue to do the State of the County luncheons. We had more people attend the lunch than we did last year, and we'd love to see that just continue to grow each year going forward. But then also opportunity to acknowledge our staff, our outstanding staff. I am tongue-tied this morning, who is just exemplifies public service. And so even though we recognized them last week at the luncheon, we will continue to recognize outstanding staff all throughout the year. So, and thank you for all that you all do.
And Happy County Government Month.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
Happy
see
County
everybody
Government
out
Month.
there.
Yeah.
You should say that to somebody today, Happy County Government, like a birthday or something, like Happy County birthday. We can even make a song about it, like. I was gonna sing, but I ain't gonna do that. Okay, let's get started here.
All right.
Engineer?
Resolution number 34124. Resolution authorizing a contract with Affiliated Resource Group Incorporated, consultant to provide expert knowledge and services to support multiple information system initiatives in the amount of $69,825.
Good morning, Commissioners and Administration. Brad Foster, Franklin County Engineer. Commissioners, our first resolution seeks approval to enter into a professional service contract with Affiliated Resource Group for IT services. Affiliated provides technical assistance with our network infrastructure and security system. Affiliated is a SBE certified local firm. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 34124.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 34124 has been adopted. Resolution number 34224. CTL Engineering Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer with construction inspection services for improvements on Alton and Darby Creek Road, 1.88 over Clover Gruff Run Improvement Project, Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $161,928.
Commissioners, our next resolution seeks approval of a contract with CTL Engineering, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer with construction inspection services for improvements on Alton Darby Creek Road over Clover Gruff Improvement Project. CTL Engineering is a local engineering firm that was chosen via an engineering qualifications-based selection process. This is an OPWC-funded project and will be constructed and will construct a complete bridge replacement of the existing Alton Darby and Creek Road over Clover Gruff Ditch structure to accommodate future pedestrian improvements. The project will also widen Alton Darby Road to extend the southbound left-hand turn lane and widen Feder Road to add a westbound right-hand turn lane. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 34224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 34224 has been adopted. Resolution number 34324. The courtyards on Riverside, Phase 2 and 3, accepted for public maintenance and shall become part of the Perry Township Road System, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, our final resolution seeks approval of the courtyards on Riverside Phase 2 and 3 subdivision to be accepted as part of the public road system and the maintenance responsibility turned over to Perry Township. The engineer's office has inspected the streets and determined that they meet all the requirements and specifications. This resolution represents the final legislative step and allows the developer to proceed with selling homes. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 34324.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 34324 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Prosecuting attorney?
Resolution number 34424. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute a settlement and release agreement for the settlement of claims related to personnel matters for less than $40,000 for the period of April 30th to May 6th, 2024.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Teresa
Morning.
Dean, the Deputy Director of Labor and Employment at the Prosecutor's Office. This resolution would authorize County Administrator Wilson to settle employment-related claims against the county for amounts less than $40,000. The county will not admit any wrongdoing, and settlements allow the parties to avoid the time, expense, and risk of litigation. These settlements don't involve any civil rights claims. They will be approved and formed by the Prosecutor's Office, and you will be notified of any proposed settlement within 5 days of execution. The resolution would be effective for a 1-week period from April 30th to May 6th, and pending any questions, I respectfully ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval, Resolution 344-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 344-24 has been adopted.
Sheriff.
Resolution number 345-24, resolution authorizing an agreement addendum between the Franklin County Sheriff's Office and NASPO Value Point to purchase printers for our corrections facility.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. Our resolution approves a contract addendum with NASPO Value Point so the Sheriff's Office can purchase Lexmark printers. These printers will be utilized in the second phase of the James A. Carnes Corrections Center. The purchase order will be attained by PFM in the near future, and our office will place the order. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval, Resolution 345-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 345-24 has been adopted.
Treasurer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Treasurer.
Mr. President, if we could skip to the next one, 347, if that's okay, we're going to come back to 346.
Okay.
Resolution number 347-24, resolution authorizing a contract with Mapsys Incorporated to provide requested support and maintenance to the Franklin County Treasurer System in the amount of $120,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is
Morning.
Jacqueline Treadwell, Budget and Purchasing Coordinator for the Franklin County Treasurer. The Franklin County Treasurer's Office is seeking a resolution authorizing a contract with Mapsys Incorporated to provide support and maintenance to the Franklin County Treasurer System fax in the amount not to exceed $120,000 for a duration of 6 months. The Franklin County Treasurer's Office manages the main operation of the agency with fax and ensures advancing technology is properly planned for, managed, and utilized for the benefit of the county by continuing to maintain the functionality of fax. Barring any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval, Resolution 347-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 347-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 348-24, resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with CDW Government LLC for CrowdStrike cybersecurity, antivirus, and ransomware protection services in the amount of $150,387.78.
Good morning, Commissioners. Julie Lust with the Franklin County Data Center. The Data Center uses a zero-trust security philosophy to reduce the risk of a cyber event, ransomware attack, or loss of service. Part of that philosophy is operating under the assumption that there are constant threats outside and inside our network, and we must continually review our processes, services, and software to ensure we reduce the risk as much as possible. This contract will move our antivirus and incident response protection to CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is an industry leader in this field with a 98% peer recommendation rate. The Automatic Data Processing Board has reviewed and approved the technology, and the contract has been reviewed and approved by both purchasing and the prosecuting attorney's office. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval, Resolution 348-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 348-24 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Office of Aging.
Resolution number 349-24, resolution authorizing grant agreements with The Ohio State University that will provide services and programming in order to promote and support access to the social determinants of health for seniors in Franklin County in the amount of $203,364.39.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. I am Shonda Wingo, Director for the Franklin County Office on Aging. FCOA solicited grant proposals from various county nonprofit organizations and entered into 43 grant agreements on April 2nd, 2024. Under the approval of Resolution 269-24, the provision to fund expanded and innovative programming services that will enhance the seniors' quality of life. FCO received 2 additional grant agreements from the Ohio State University to fund the OSU Senior Series and OSU Age Friendly. These grant programs will focus on 2 of the social determinants of health domains, social and community context, and education and access and quality. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes to authorize the 2 grant agreements with the Ohio State University to provide senior services and programs in the amount of $203,664.39 for the calendar year of 2024. This resolution supports goal number 2 and goal number 3 of the Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, we respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 34924.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 34924 has been adopted. Resolution number 35024, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with Scott Q Consulting LLC to provide project management consulting services in the amount of $176,000.
The Franklin County Office on Aging has completed its initial launch of its new case management system, which is named Enterprise Case Management System, or the acronym ECM. This has replaced our current case management system, which has been around for a while, which was named Q Continuum. FCOA will utilize Scott Q Consulting LLC for their integrated project management and control concept methodology to ensure the effective deployment of the additional phases of this project. Scott Q Consulting will provide a project schedule to be used by the county, Addis Tech, which is our vendor for ECM, and assign project county resources. This resolution supports goal number 4 and number 5 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint. Pending any questions, we respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 350-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 35024 has been adopted. Resolution number 35124, resolution authorizing an agreement with 11 providers for general minor home repair services in the amount of $2,800,000.
The Senior Options Program provides various services to senior residents within Franklin County, including but not limited to various residential services such as general minor home repair services. In 2024, Franklin County opened a request for proposal for general minor home repair services in accordance with Section 307.86 of the Ohio Revised Code, RFP number 2021-11-58, to provide corporate residential services to Franklin County residents, was competitively bid through Franklin County's purchasing department. The bid opening date was conducted on January 31st, 2024, and the purchasing department received and approved 11 bid proposals. This contract and agreement allows contractors to bid on individual service needs, including home repair services, on an as-needed basis. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes to authorize the 11 contract agreements to provide the residential services to our seniors for the amount of $2.8 million for the time period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th of 2025, with 4 optional 1-year extension periods. This resolution supports goal number 5 of the Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, we respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35124.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 35124 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Animal control.
Resolution number 35224, resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with the Whitestone Group Incorporated for security services in the amount of $360,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. County Administration, I'm April Ricardo, Assistant Director for Animal Care and Control. I'm here today to request your approval for a new contract with Whitestone Group, Inc., which is a security services company. In recent years, we have noticed an increase in the need for additional safety and enhanced security to be present in our front lobby and around the shelter. Their services would provide a marked vehicle in front of the shelter, in addition to an armed security officer being on site, primarily stationed on the redemption side of the lobby for 7 days a week. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 35224 has been adopted.
Thank you. Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Mr. President, would you like to go back to the treasurer's
Oh,
office?
sure, we can do that.
Okay. Resolution number 34624. Resolution accepting the proposals for the processing of payments using a financial transaction device.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Dustin Coolhorst, and I'm the IT Director for the Franklin County Treasurer's Office. As the administrative agent for financial transaction devices, based on ORC 301.28, the Treasurer's Office, in conjunction with purchasing and the Prosecutor's Office, released RFP 2024-42-01 to identify financial transaction device vendors. The Treasurer's Office requests the Board of Commissioners accept the proposal submitted by Huntington National Bank, JP Morgan Chase, Elevon, Cumbra, Catalyst, Payit, Point and Pay, and GovPros, which met the criteria of the RFP. Barring any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 34624.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 34624 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So where were we? Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Resolution number 35324, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with Freedom Equity Incorporated to promote equity for small businesses by providing low-interest microloans to minority-owned businesses in the amount of $1,500,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. D'Amica Withers, Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this first resolution is for Freedom Equity. It's an Ohio-based nonprofit community development financial institution that was established to build an inclusive economy where Black-owned businesses have access to and can successfully secure funding amounts that are typically not prioritized through financial institutions through larger portfolios. Freedom Equity recognizes that challenges that Black and minority borrowers experience and therefore implements a comprehensive programmatic strategy aimed at fostering economic empowerment and financial inclusion for Black entrepreneurs and their micro businesses in Central Ohio, and therefore established the Freedom Equity Microloans and Technical Assistance Program to meet their needs. This agreement will support Freedom Equity with providing low-interest microloans and technical assistance to 80 minority-owned businesses with less than 50 employees and whose primary business location is in Franklin County. This resolution supports the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint Goal Number 1. And I believe Anika Bashir and J. Avery Frost, Executive Director of Freedom Equity, are on the line for any comments or questions. After any comments or questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Thank you. I do have a question, President Boyce. For whoever is on the line, if it's Avery or the other person, for the last investment that the county had into the CDFI, how many microloans were provided?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Jay Avery Frost, Executive Director for Freedom Equity. So since we initiated lending in 2023, March of 2023, we have done $1.4 million in loans. Of that, I believe there's about $300,000 or so that were provided with county dollars from your initial contribution that you made in 2021 with the second tranche that we received in 2023.
Okay. Well, how many businesses received microloans in general?
Total, we served 37 businesses with those microloans, creating or retaining 120 jobs in our county. So since March 29, we've done $1.4 million. And then, but also in addition to that, that's 37 that have received loans directly. But we've also touched over 500 businesses in the calendar year 2023 with different technical assistance, resource navigation. And that doesn't just have to be regarding loan prep. That's about general business capacity building as well.
Do you have a report? I know you probably give some quarterly reports to either DEI or community partnerships or somewhere, but would love to see that versus to compare like how many are just new businesses, how many were already in business and expanded capacity based off of the support from the CDFI. Just want to see some of those numbers. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
Sure. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35324.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 353-24 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 354-24, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with Columbus Fashion Council to support their flagship program initiatives that will support economic growth and support to underrepresentation in the fashion industry in the amount of $125,000.
Commissioners, since 2010, the Columbus Fashion Council has impacted over 200 designers, 2,000 models, and 1,000 industry professionals who are all small businesses or entrepreneurs by providing them with a platform, marketing and branding materials, and industry resources and connections to help them thrive in the fashion world. The Columbus Fashion Council's vision is to expand the fashion industry in Central Ohio through a combination of industry growth initiatives, community organization support, funding access opportunities, and creative program development. They recognize the need to keep the fashion community thriving and therefore offers brands, designers, and small businesses within Central Ohio fashion community services, resources, and connections that will help them grow. Under this agreement, the Columbus Fashion Council will operate their flagship programs, which will include Fashion Week Columbus, the Fashion Industry Conference, and the Columbus Fashion Awards Ball. This resolution supports the Rise Together Blueprint Goal Number 3. Kiara Chapman, Executive Director of Columbus Fashion Council, is here for comments and questions. And after those comments and questions, I respectfully request your approval on this resolution. Kiara.
Thank you for having us today. I think that D'Amica pretty much said everything that we are doing, but I wanted to say thank you so much for supporting us last year. It really made an impact in what we are doing. This is our 15th year, and this year we're going to just make sure that we're continuing to provide all of the platforms that we have that we're giving to the designers. Columbus is the third largest city for fashion designers, and so with that, we want to make sure that we're able to have these entrepreneurs stay here in Columbus, because as creatives, there's a lot of opportunities in other cities like New York and LA and things like that, but continuing to support them is going to be very pivotal to just growing this industry here in Columbus. So respectfully, we ask for this approval, and we hope that we can continue to do the work that we do.
If I may.
Please.
Thank you, Kiara, and thank you, Chief, for bringing this resolution. Happy to support this resolution. I know last year was the first time that the county had established a relationship with the Fashion Council. As you are aware, we have increased our investments just in the fashion industry. We understand how the creative economy benefits our community, and absolutely keeping designers and those who are in the marketing and branding space here in Franklin County is pivotal. And so really looking forward to being a part of the conference. I got to attend the conference last year with Chief, and then I also attended Fashion Week Columbus, which was my second time attending. I've been here, it'll be 10 years this year. Had no idea that we even had a fashion week until like 3 years ago, and then to know that we are the third largest fashion hub in the country, and that people don't know the resources that are here, the access that's possible, and what it's like to support small businesses. I think people think fashion is just, it's about looking good, but it's a form of self-expression, it's a form of art, and the designers and those are small businesses. And so looking forward to attending and participating in a lot of different ways this year. And I also know that you're bringing in students, working with younger entrepreneurs, people who want to get into this space. And so looking forward to the additional partnerships that I know the Chief is working with you on.
Thank you.
You know, if you would, Michael. Please, President. Fashion is not only an expression of art and self, as Commissioner Crowley said, but it's also a great economic development initiative, and it's a great economic development investment. And while last year was the first time that we made this type of an investment, the county made this direct investment in the Fashion Council. Franklin County for years has been investing indirectly in the fashion industry. And so the fact that over the last 2 years now, this is our second year of investing in the Fashion Council, I hope we're going to continue to do this because this, I think, is a fantastic investment and a future investment for us. And I think that we should, both for the creative, from the creative side and from the economic development side, I think it's a great investment for us, and I think we should look to continue this in the future. So,
Absolutely.
thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't invite me to any of the fashion stuff, Commissioner Crawford.
You're invited
Because your
this
wife
year.
picks out your clothes.
I don't know about that, but maybe. But, that would be insulting to her because they didn't invite me to. So I can
You
see
wanna be
why
a
they
model?
invited
Oh,
you.
he said he wanted to be a model.
Okay, I would love that.
You know what? Yeah, I will. Thank you very much. I will. I'll do some.
We actually have some male designers this year that we're going to be showcasing, so that might be an opportunity for sure. Like, I'm serious.
I'm serious too. I feel. Well, why did you say I'm serious? Like I'm not. I can't really having this conversation with you about fashion. No. The only thing I would add is that the way you both put it, I think, is outstanding, and especially focusing on the creative economy. I mean, Central Ohio is growing in such a vast way right now, and to think that we have a third ranking nationally as a fashion hub, I think speaks more to our trajectory than even where we are today. And when you look at some of the architecture that's taking place in Central Ohio, some of the growth that's happening, and this conversation around fashion, I think, and we do have a corporate history with fashion. I mean, that's obvious and clear, and that's been a long time. But to know as a community we're progressing in a trajectory that's really defining Central Ohio in a different way, I think says even more. So yes, I will be your model for this year. And now, does it bring my own stuff, or do they gonna provide? Because if I would deny the request if I have to bring my own stuff, because I won't pass the muster of.
We'll get
the
everything
standard.
together for you.
All right. You're on recording here, Stephanie.
Right.
Okay, all right, good.
But just if I could just even add a personal story to that. I majored in fashion merchandising and theater, and immediately after I graduated from Akron, I actually moved to New York because there weren't a lot of opportunities outside of corporate here. And I didn't want to be in corporate. I was a creative. I wanted to do freelance and things like that. So I actually moved back to Columbus because I started to see the fashion industry changing. So I spent almost 15 years working within the fashion industry, but outside of Columbus. And so I think that that's another way to bring people back that have moved away. Or Columbus Fashion Council is a platform that is, providing them opportunities to say, hey, there's all kind of connections here. There's all kind of things outside of just corporate fashion. And these designers are being showcased not just locally, but then also around the world. So we have a lot of designers that end up going to New York Fashion Week, and then Paris and London and things like that. So because they're starting here, they're also able to grow their brands in other places as well.
That's outstanding.
I love that. But thank you for sharing your story about how you did leave, right? But thank you for coming back, and we want to make sure that people don't leave and have to come back. We want them to just stay right here.
Yep.
So, all right.
Outstanding.
If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 354-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 354-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 355-24. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with the State of Ohio Collective to support the Ohio Black Expo Culture Fest and Convention in the amount of $196,000.
Commissioners, the State of Ohio Collective is an Ohio nonprofit organization in partnership with the Ohio Black Expo, acts as a catalyst driving the collaborative efforts in attracting and hosting a wide variety of events while playing a significant role in promoting tourism and visitation to Franklin County and the greater Columbus area, including the annual Ohio Black Expo Riverfront Culture and Convention, which attracts over 23,000 visitors to Columbus and the Central Ohio region every year. Last year, the expo had approximately 2,428 attendees and generated more than $50,000 in revenue for downtown hotels. The Ohio Black Expo provides exposure for Black businesses and organizations to grow, Last year, over 230 Black businesses and organizations participated in the expo, and more than 98% of the suppliers and contractors were from Central Ohio. This agreement will support the 4-day event that will take place on May 23rd through May 26, 2024. The event activities will include the Level Up Youth Summit, the State of Black Ohio, the Ohio Black Family Summit, Health and Vitality Expo, networking event, and the Ohio Black Expo Riverfront Culture Fest. This resolution supports goal number 1 and number 11 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint. If there are no comments or questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35524.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 35524 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
All right. Economic Development Planning.
Resolution number 35624, resolution authorizing an economic development grant agreement with Rev One Ventures for support of the Entrepreneurial Services Provider Program in the amount of $300,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, Administration. Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning. And this resolution seeks your approval to authorize the 2024 Annual Partner Agreement with Rev One Ventures in support of their State of Ohio Entrepreneurial Services Provider Program. Some of their highlights from their work in 2023 include adding 22 new Franklin County companies to their Startup Studio program. They invested approximately $3.5 million in 10 companies and tracked diversity across their portfolio, with 60% of the companies having invested in having women or minorities as the founder or inventors. This agreement continues the effort of Franklin County Commissioners to assist in the area of technology startup companies, and this funding will allow Rev One Ventures to access Ohio Third Frontier grant dollars on a 1-to-1 ratio. Joining us virtually, we have Christy Campbell, Chief Operations Officer at Rev One. Should you have any questions, and pending any of those questions or concerns you might have, we will respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35624.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 35624 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 35724, resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant subaward amendment with Creating Central Ohio Futures for the Building and Driving Futures Workforce Training Programs.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Chief Administrator for Franklin County Job and Family Services. The Building Futures, as you know, is a 12-week pre-apprenticeship program which blends soft skills and trade-specific training, while Driving Futures is a 6-week training program that leads to commercial driver's license certification. Creating Central Ohio Futures oversees both programs. Our current agreement with the Creating Central Ohio Futures organization was originally set to close today per the original terms. However, there is a Building Futures training cohort of 25 still underway and on track to graduate next month, as well as a currently enrolled Driving Futures cohort. This amendment will extend the agreement an additional 4 months through August 31st to provide time for those currently enrolled to complete their pre-apprenticeship training while continuing to receive support and barrier removal services. The amendment will also support program review, evaluation, and enhancements ahead of the next annual subaward period, ensuring continued growth and success of this flagship workforce development program. The resolution supports goal number 3 of our Rise Together Blueprint Plan, and pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35724.
Commissioner, I do want to make a comment. Because we have 15 people that are in the program currently, I'm going to go ahead and second this, but And we have Plant Moran doing a review of the audit, or doing an audit right now. But for that, I'll go ahead and make I'll second this at the moment. But I think that we're going to need to do a deep dive and do a review of this program before going too much farther into this. I don't know if County Administrator Wilson wants to make any comments or not.
Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crowley. Yes, continuity, this is a continuity extension to ensure that we can get individuals that are in the pipeline that went through the soft skills training in good faith, and we want to get them in a commercial driving program. And we are putting other new provisions in the agreement going forward. And we're in the process of reviewing the individual or organization that will serve as the interim chief executive officer of the program. So we are respectfully requesting that in the name of continuity and being able to get the individuals that are in the program waiting for CDL training the opportunity to get in that training and complete that training and have a living wage job.
Mr. President, I do believe Nana Watson is on and does want to make some statements, if that's possible, or comments for this resolution.
Yes, please. Ms. Watson, are you there?
Commissioners, on behalf of the Creating Central Ohio Futures Board, we want to thank you for your continued support. We know that this agency is the flagship. And on behalf of the participants that have participated in the program, thank you so very much for your continued support.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. We appreciate working with you as well on this. The only thing that I would add, I think Commissioner O'Grady made some really valid points, particularly with regards to the audit. But I want to add one other point, that there's been a lot of discussion in the review of the production of minorities into apprenticeship programs by the building trades. And I want to just say, as we go forward, and I know that we need to get this program in order in terms of how it's being constructed now, but I'm going to just add an extra layer of emphasis on tracking the transition of our pre-apprenticeship participants into apprenticeship programs into journeyman status. And I really think when you think of the amount of funds that the Board of Commissioners Franklin County have invested in the building trades to create more diversity, I'd like to see those numbers. And I would ask that of those entities, those trade entities that we work with, I'd like to see just kind of where we stand in terms of the overall production in those numbers. But as we go forward, I really want that embedded into the system, embedded into our tracking system. And I want to, as we go forward with future funding, that will be a critical point of review.
Absolutely.
I don't want to speak for my colleagues, but I know they agree with me in that concept. And so I just want to add that right now to JFS as we formulate this, that that will be a standard to which we will ask for an annual report on and quite frankly, gauge some of our support moving forward.
Absolutely, Commissioner.
I think Commissioner Crawley wants to add.
I do. I appreciate this because I started out, there was some consternation for me on this. But I want to highlight one, thank you, President Watson. I know you're the board chair for your leadership through this time. Really, really appreciate you trying to steady this ship. The other thing I want to just highlight is Building Futures and Driving Futures is a county program. Like this was started by the county. And so when we think even just about accountability, I know people watch and people talk about how we hold our community partners to a higher standard and we ask for reports and we dig into the details. This program started by the county is now under Creating Central Ohio Futures, and we are doing the same thing with this program, making sure that it is a program of excellence, right? And that our neighbors who enroll in these programs, that we are really putting them on a path to success and to be sustainable for themselves and their families. And to Commissioner Boyce's point, and we have had discussions about it, that when it comes to our relationship with the trades, we just know historically that the trades have not always been welcoming to minorities, to women, and these programs was a way to try to mitigate some of that. We would love to see the people come through our pre-apprenticeship program, just as many. If we have 25 in the cohort now, I would love to see 25 be on a track to journeyman status. I know that that process is a 4-year process, but that is exactly how you get into the middle class. I love our pre-apprenticeship program. I love the wraparound services, the barrier removal services that we provide, but more than importantly, we want to be able to help people transition into the middle class, not need those supportive services, and really be able to have dignity in the work that they do and be prideful about being able to take care of their families, and then even starting their own business in whatever trade or field that they choose to go into. And we just don't have those numbers right now. But I know that this is an opportunity to course correct and really be of service the way that the county envisioned before I even got here. President Watson, we have talked about it. I know you have a vision for our neighbors and for these programs moving forward. And so looking forward to that continued collaboration and partnership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just had one more thought. I mean, Commissioner Crawley made me think of something, and that's, the idea that the county did start this program, both of these, but it has to be a two-way street. We've got the building trades have got to embrace the idea of diversification and inclusion. And until we see, and it's our duty to track the numbers. It's our duty to hold the program accountable for what it set out to do. President Watson is sort of our truth teller out there when it comes to our programs which that are based on inclusion. But we have to hold ourselves accountable too. We have to set the standard that says that we're not going to just keep doing the same thing if we're not seeing those results. And I know there's progress because the program itself, the concept of the program itself is valid, but there's got to be the evolution or the transition to the next stage to make it legitimate and to validate the investment long term. And so, I guess this my message is to the building trades that is our partner in this concept. We can't just provide pre-apprenticeship training and services, and then there's no sort of trajectory or landing spot on the other side, or we're not seeing the production. We've got to see that, and I think that's what we're hopeful that this new construct, this new model, we're able to better track that and see those results.
Absolutely.
A couple points. President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, in this new contract amendment, there are two provisions, provisions 4 and 5, where the subrecipient, which is Creative Central Ohio Futures, shall allow our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to monitor DEI efforts of the program. And then in the 5th provision, provide the county with data progression statistics as required and requested by me as a county administrator. Those two provisions are in this agreement, in this amendment.
Outstanding, Administrator Wilson. And I would just, I can't speak for my colleagues here, but I would say that funding should be contingent upon performance. I mean, that's how we hold most agencies to a standard. If we enter into a contract and have a relationship and then we don't see the results, then either we have the ability to claw back funds or to make amendments to try to get to where we want to be. And that's not uncommon in, I think, business relationships in general. So I just throw that out there because this is, we're talking about growth in fashion, the Fashion Council and what's happening in Central Ohio. Embedded and underlying in that is the value set of Franklin County that we are going to lead the way in inclusion. We're going to lead the way and push diversity. We're going to make sure that every business out here has the same type of opportunities that any other business would have. And so that is the idea that in our developing our workforce, that we can't invest in that and maintain that. To me, that matches our Rise Together plan that we've invested so many resources into. So I throw that out there because I've been made aware of some statistics that just aren't there. And we've got to do better. And we've got to hold our partners to a better level of performance. And if we can't, then we've got to make some changes.
Commissioner, President.
Please, Commissioner Brady.
You mentioned a couple of the conditions that are in this resolution, but I don't know if I don't know if I caught, did you mention the 120, this is only a 120-day extension?
Yes,
Yes, this is a continuation agreement of 120 days.
through
So-
August 31st of 2024.
Gotcha, okay. Just want to make clear, so this is simply an extension and that there are conditions.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner
Okay.
Brady.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I will second the motion.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 357-24 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners, County Administration, and President Watson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution
JPP?
number 358-24, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Administrator to execute pre-award conditions and a subgrant award agreement in receipt of an FY 2023 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant from the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services in the amount of $30,559.86.
Good morning, Commissioners. Melissa Pearson, Chief Operating Officer with the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and CASA of Franklin County. And if I might just remind everyone, today is Happy Ohio CASA Day. And that means it's a day that we celebrate the important work being done by CASA volunteers across the state, which is a great segue into this first resolution. CASA of Franklin County applied for and was successfully awarded funding through the FY 2023 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $22,919.89 for the purpose of providing specialized education and training to CASA volunteer guardian ad litems. This funding requires a 25% local match in the amount of $7,639.97, and the award period will be for 1 year. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this subgrant award, or acceptance of this award.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 358-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 358-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 359-24, resolution authorizing 8 subgrant awards for community-based services for individuals diverted from the prison system and/or at high risk for future criminal justice involvement under the FY 2024 Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Grant Program in the amount of $947,445.08.
Commissioners, the FY 2024 Targeted Community Alternative Grant Funding is intended to support a wide range of initiatives that supports diversion of individuals better served in the community than in a carceral setting. The 8 projects before you were competitively reviewed by both internal and external reviewers and includes funding to support 5 continuation subgrant awards to the Corporation for Supportive Housing, the City of Columbus's Work Release and Electronic Monitoring Programs, the Derek L. Owens Program for their support of the Reynoldsburg and Whitehall Mayor's Courts initiatives, and employment training through the Training Advancement Placement Program. 3 new awards will be issued to the Center for Employment Opportunities, Lower Lights Ministries, and the Help Center, which all support housing and/or employment services for justice-involved individuals. The total amount of the subawards is $947,444.08, and this resolution does support goals 2 and 9 of the Rise Together Blueprint for reducing poverty. Pending any questions, we would ask for your approval of these subgrant awards.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 359-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 359-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 360-24, resolution authorizing a subgrant award to the Derek L. Owens Group, LLC, to implement a warrant recall tap-in center under the FY 2023 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $100,000.
Commissioners, this final resolution before you supports a second sub-grant award to the Derek L. Owens Group in the amount of $100,000 to support a Franklin County Tap-In Center, which is a brand-new warrant recall initiative coming out of the Franklin County Criminal Justice Planning Board and the Franklin County Reentry Advisory Board. Per the municipal court, there are over 55,000 outstanding warrants for misdemeanor level offenses. The Derek L. Owens Group will provide case management services with a focus on the social determinants of health, record sealing, and driver's license restoration in partnership with the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, while our city and county partners help to address outstanding warrants that often result in needless barriers to full reentry into the community. We anticipate launching of the Tap-In Center in tandem with the July 10th and 11th Walk-In for Recovery, now known as Walk-In for Wellbeing and Wellness, and marketing of the program will occur soon. This resolution supports goals 2 and 9 of the Rise Together Blueprint for reducing poverty, and pending any questions, I would respectfully request your approval of the sub-grant award.
May I, President Boyce, I have
Please,
some comments?
absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for this resolution. Super excited about the Tap-In Center. And since this is the last day of County Government Month, I have to shout out NACO and the Racial Core Justice Initiative that I am a part of. It's a fellowship, a 2-year fellowship with NACO, working with commissioners and supervisors all across the country who look at the racial disparities in our criminal justice system. If it was not for NACO and the Core Justice Initiative Fellowship, I wouldn't have gotten to go to St. Louis last year, where I learned about the Tap-In Center, and because I already had one there that got started during the pandemic and had diverted almost 1,000 people away from jail. And when Director Pride ended up meeting me out there for the MacArthur Foundation Safety and Justice Challenge Conference, was like, learned about this Tap-In Center, connected her with, I think her name was Megan, and Director Pride just took it from there, bringing Megan in to talk to the Reentry Advisory Board and everyone else about the Tap-In Center. When we think about our jail facility, and we just did a ribbon cutting for the Rapid Resource Center, we were saying, and I think it was Commissioner Boyce who made the comment about, like, we don't even want people to come in and have to even go through our Rapid Resource Center. I think this is one way, or we will see when it gets fully implemented, how we divert people from coming into our jail, just sitting, spending taxpayer dollars when they just had a bench warrant and they may not have had transportation, or, you know, whatever life was lifing, and needed some services and some support to be able to still, one, be held accountable for whatever the charges are, but also figure out those other things in their life that had them be derailed in the first place to get the warrant. And so I love this resolution, and thank you for the partnership to the Derek L. Owens Group. Most of the people who were diverted from jail in St. Louis were black men. Were black men. 80 to 85% of them. So, thank you. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 35924.
It's a 360.
Oh, sorry.
360.
That's what it is. 36024. Move for approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36024 has been adopted.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Purchasing.
Resolution number 36124, resolution authorizing a contract with Mark Andy Print Products to provide a plate maker unit and software solutions for the Franklin County Print Shop in the amount of $111,044.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Matthew, Assistant Director of Purchasing. Joining me this morning virtually to answer any questions you may have is Franklin County Print Shop Supervisor Matthew Martin. As stated, this resolution would authorize a contract with Mark Andy Print Products to provide a plate maker unit and software solution for the Franklin County Print Shop to replace the legacy plate maker that cannot be updated due to its outdated technology. The county, through the purchasing department, operates a graphic arts and print shop, which is responsible for providing custom design forms and printed material to Franklin County agencies, boards, courts, and commissions. The purchase of this plate maker supports the purchasing department's initiative to modernize equipment SCDC's effort to maintain a secure technical environment, and the print shop's mission to provide modern print materials at a cost savings to the county. The contract and warranty will be in effect for a 5-year period and will not exceed a total of $111,044. Data board approval was secured on February 5th under Data Board Resolution number 24021. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 36124.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36124 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 36224, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,761,214.31.
Commissioners, joining me for our second resolution is D'Amica Withers, Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This resolution requests your approval of 78 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. D'Amica has the supplier diversity data for the week. Good morning, D'Amica.
Good morning, Tracy. Thank you. Commissioners and County Administration, 14 of the purchase orders being presented today are being awarded to small emerging businesses totaling $567,426.05. Awarded to 3% to small emerging businesses, 4% to minority-owned businesses, and 10% to women-owned businesses. Once approved, 9 agencies have provided equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week. The Auditor's Office, Job and Family Services, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, Public Facilities Management, the Sheriff's Department, Court of Common Pleas, the Engineer's Office, Board of Developmental Disabilities, and General Services. If there's no comments or questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 36224.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36224 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 36324, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $7,400,065.
Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 2 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. Pending any questions, Commissioners, I request your approval of this resolution.
Move for approval of Resolution 36324.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 36324 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 36424, resolution authorizing an application to the U.S. Department of Energy, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Pangrace, Director of Government Affairs. The U.S. Department of Energy, through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, allocated funds to state, local, and tribal governments for energy efficiency projects via the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant Program. Franklin County is eligible to receive up to $81,940 in flexible formula funds through this program in grant or voucher form. These funds are not competitive. Franklin County need only submit an application to secure the funds. Working closely with Autumn Mitchell, policy analyst with County Administration, and PFM, the intended application would seek to increase and upgrade the county's electric vehicle charging infrastructure via the program's equipment rebate voucher. Happy to answer any questions and ask for your support of this resolution.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 36424.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36424 has been adopted. Resolution number 36524, resolution reappointing Kenneth N. Wilson to the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio Board of Trustees.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lauren Gressel, Assistant Director of Community Appointments. This is reappointing Administrator Wilson in his official capacity to the SWACO Board, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 36524.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36524 has been adopted. Resolution number 36624, resolution reappointing Dr. Jill Clark to the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board.
Dr. Clark is a member in good standing, and pending any questions, we will ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 36624.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36624 has been adopted. Resolution number 36724, resolution reappointing Joseph A. Lombardi to the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board.
Mr. Lombardi is also a member in good standing, and pending any questions, we will ask for your approval.
No comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 36724.
Yeah, second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36724 has been adopted. Resolution number 36824, resolution reappointing Elizabeth Power Kessler to the Columbus Regional Airport Authority Board of Directors.
Commissioners, this appointment will be for 4 years. Ms. Kessler is a member in good standing, and pending any questions, we will ask for your approval.
Move for approval of Resolution 36824.
Is there a second, Commissioner?
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36824 has been adopted. Resolution number 36924, resolution reappointing Tiffany Hunt to the Franklin County Children's Services Board of Trustees.
Commissioners, this appointment is for 4 years. Ms. Hunt is a member in good standing, and pending any questions, we will ask for your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 36924.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 36924 has been adopted. Resolution number 37024, resolution reappointing Reverend Dr. Michael R. Bean, Sr. to the Franklin County Children's Services Board of Trustees.
Reverend Doctor is a member in good standing. This is appointment for 4 years, and pending any questions, we'll ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 37024.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 37024 has been adopted. Resolution number 37124, resolution reappointing Andy Keller to the Community Shelter Board of Trustees.
Mr. Keller is a member in good standing, and pending any questions, we will ask for your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 37124.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 37124 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 37224, resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering personnel matters and to confer with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office concerning pending or imminent litigation.
Move to convene into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, and to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 37224 has been adopted to convene into executive session.
Thank you.